Welcome. I'm Diane Yellowlight, a certified psychic. Today I'm going to talk about we don't need a whole lifetime to grow up, but we all need to grow up because we come in here with lots of knowledge. We lose the knowledge because we're babies and we come into the flesh and all that kind of stuff that goes on. But we have our authentic self, and that's what we have to come to. And a lot of times we are very slow at growing up mentally, emotionally, not so much physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We're way behind in that area. And this is the time frame. This is another rule here. Grow up and be responsible for yourself in loving ways. And don't resent the job you have because it isn't the greatest. Don't resent anything in your life that is producing you something to create what you love and like in your life. If there's things you don't love and like, then change. Look at my other videos that talk about how to do that. Change is not that difficult. It is easy and it isn't, but it's not that difficult. It takes focus and commitment and finding it in your heart to want to. That's the whole key. If you don't have the desire and want to change, then there's something missing with you, because if you look at nature, it changes all the time. It has its seasons and it has its reasons. And we all have our seasons and reasons and lifetimes and whatever that we do. We have to know what they are and when they're there and accept them and love them and be in them to the fullest of our highest authentic self, of the good of us, the highest part of us. Anybody can come from the lowest realm. That's not difficult to do. That's what this earth walk is all about. That's natural to do. So if you want to live in the lower realms, then go ahead. But don't put it on other people. Don't take innocent people and draw them down into that. Stay in it within yourself. But we have the opportunity to grow. And usually the key here in life is if you're not growing and being watered and fed and taken care of, you're going to die. And you're going to die in your soul, because the physical will stay longer than what your soul will die into, because we're given an X amount of energy, time, and years before we go. And it doesn't matter if your soul dies too soon, then you're still going to be here anyway in an empty vehicle. And if the vehicle gets empty, just like your car, your gas tank, you go fill it up with the best gas you can that you can afford. And you can afford a lot to put into yourself today. We just don't. And everybody says, I don't have money. Oh, yeah, right. Well, there's a lot of money spent on unhealthy things that destroy the body, destroy the mind, destroy the psyche, destroy the life, destroy the family, destroys the unit. So don't tell me there's not money. There's addictions, and the addictions is because we don't know who we are. We don't know how we got here. We don't know what to do to change it. And there's so much help out there. People that are spending their heart out, that have had situations and they've evolved them, and they're giving, 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 giving. And then the soul comes in and says, come on. You're beyond that. Go beyond that. Go beyond your own respect. Go beyond your own insanity and start to grow. See, we're afraid to change because change, what we have is familiar, even though it's painful. And we're really kind of a narcissistic and kind of a sadistic society. We love to put pain upon ourselves and others. You think about it. We do it every day in our lives. Every time we see somebody, we either are putting happiness or pain on them. I'm telling you, we are a sadistic, narcissistic society. That insanity has to stop. We have got to stop passing on crap that isn't going to do any good for anybody, but to completely destroy the cellular structure and the physical structure and the mental and spiritual structure. Our spiritual structure has been pretty whipped, and it needs to come back. It'll never die in anybody because it's the thing that keeps you here. But if you don't use it, it gets rusty, and believe me, it gets hungry. And the more hungry it gets, the more selfish the soul becomes. And we keep doing that, like my other video says, the same old, that puts us back into the same old place. So again, you're in charge of all that, of what you're going to be doing. So start co-creating with yourself in a different way. Start making yourself come into the authentic part of yourself. Start opening up those doors. And again, learn to give in the right way. Give from the heart. Not that you expect anything back. See, we give, expect. We give, we expect. We take, we expect. We take, we destroy. We do all these different exchanges, and we don't even know and aware that we're doing them as consciously as we could be. But I still believe there's a camera inside of us, and before we do any act or deed that is destructive to self or another, we get one little glimpse of a truth that says, are you sure you really want to do that? It is so fast, but we get it. But if we're in drama and emotionalism and ego and narcissistic, then we're going to say, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and do it. It doesn't really matter because nobody cares anyway. Bull. There's a lot of people that care. There's a lot of good people in this world. And those of you that don't feel good, you need to get good and join the team and start going for the causes of everything. We need each other. That's why we're humans. That's why we've come here with all the emotions so we can enjoy the best of each other, not the worst. But we had to walk through the worst to get to the best, because sometimes, you know what? If you don't go through the worst, you don't know what the best looks like. When you get to the best, then you remember what the worst looks like. And most of the time when you get the best and understand it, you don't go back there again. And then you have balance for the rest of your life and for the seeds and the generations that move on. They will have a better world than you have. Not material. We did that. We experienced that. It was fun. It was great. It was crappy. It's destroyed us. It's went too far. It's taken away from us. It's not created with us. It's been our enemy now. Now we've got to say, enemy, you went too far in the wrong direction, so I'm not going to feed you anymore. Stop feeding your insanity. Stop feeding your neuroses. Stop feeding the things that are not authentic in yourself and start feeding the authentic things in your life and in yourself. And you will find that you will enjoy your adventure on this earth walk. And it doesn't matter what cards you were dealt. We will be all dealt different cards at different times and experience different things and different dramas, but they all equal the same thing. They take us out of balance. They hurt us. They make us cry. They make us fall into the trap of unloving and feeling unloved. So it doesn't matter the degree of anything. You know, it's not the degree. It's the fact we're all going through the same thing. If we can get that, then we know that we're all equal in some way and get off the rag of the fact is, oh, my life was worse than your life, so you should be better than me. It doesn't matter, guys. It only matters that we are all feeling the unemotional, destructive things that hurt our soul and make our hearts heavy and our eyes cry and us to feel alone and abandoned. And it is that we must heal in order for us to learn to co-create with others. And I ask each and every one of you to go above and beyond your circumstances today and to delve into something I've said in any of my videos and start making it work. You know, it usually takes about 30 days for one habit to be changed. That's not long. If you've had a habit for 20 some years or whatever, 30 days, 60 days, 3 months. And then, of course, the ego will come in and try to take it away from you. And you need to be strong enough to know that that's not you anymore. That's not the authentic part of you anymore. That's the delusional unreality of who you really thought you were and you created. Because, see, in our minds, what we think we become. It is so true. If you think you're alone, you become lonely. If you think you're ugly, you become ugly. If you think you're poor, you become poor. If you think you're fat, you become fat. If you think you're skinny, you become skinny. If you think anything, you're stupid, you're unhappy, you're ripped off, you're abused, you're victimized, you will co-create with that and create that every day in your life. So you're not doing anything new in this new millennium. You're still co-creating, only you're co-creating with authenticity instead of the unreality and the insanity of our denial, which ego allows us to do. So are you going to be the master of your ego ship or are you not? It is free choice of will. And I hope that each and every one of you today, somewhere, take a hold in this message and work on this and get each and every one of you in your family to hopefully open up to do so. The battles, the wars, we see them all over the world. They're never going to create anything. The countries are going to agree with us and turn around and stab us in the back. Well, that's the way it is. That's the way soulage is right now. Somebody has to stop that insanity. And it might as well be you, because you might as well live this earth to the best of your ability and leave as a happy camper and a happy soul instead of a disturbed one that has to go into what kind of energy field that's going to take you nowhere. So I know each and every one of you can go above and beyond your circumstances, and I ask that you do so starting today. take heed in your life and make the changes needed for yourself, only for yourself, and each one can appreciate the other. And please start acknowledging each other. Start telling each other you love each other. Start telling each other how important you are. Start telling each other that it is time that, you look really nice today. Women need to be told, men, you need to be told that you're loving and kind, and I need you in my life. We do need people. We want people, but we don't need to be needy of self-destruction or needy of the ego of self-destruction. We will always need, but in the right way. So I know each and one of you can go above and beyond your circumstances today, and I ask that you do so. So the highest good of yourself, your family, and those that you love. It's important. We are in co-creation, and if you do it or not, it's going to happen anyway in those that choose to do so. So the numbers that don't will become less and less, and the numbers that do will become more and more. Why don't you be a beginning of this crusade and start making the changes necessary for this time frame that we are in, and do what this time frame needs you to do for the whole of the good of all? Because that's what we're here for too, is the whole for the good of all. So until next time, I send you love and light, and I know you can go above and beyond your circumstances. And again, do so today, because this is a beginning. Every day is a beginning. So until next time, bye-bye and take care. And I'll be talking to you soon with more of my new rules for the new millennium. Bye-bye.